So, tonight I saw The Bad Guys. It's a DreamWorks movie. It's based on some New Yorker cartoons. And I just realized, you know, I've actually seen another movie that was based on some New Yorker cartoons, The Addams Family. But I liked this one better than that one. Let's give you a brief rundown of the characters. You've got Big Bad Wolf, you know, classic, right? You've got a snake. You've got like a hacker tarantula. You've got the piranha, and of course, no crime team is complete without. Oh, what did I say? I should have said that first. So this is a movie about a team of animals that do crimes, like heists. It's a heist movie. And every good heist movie's gotta have like some twists. They had it like a pretty nice twist at the end. I really liked it. Overall, I really liked the movie, and I really liked the twist at the end. It's just a classic, like, whoa! Flashback moment, you know? And there was, you know, some other, there's other twists in the movie where I'm like, okay, yeah, like I saw that coming a mile away. They introduce, like, they're like talking about famous criminals or whatever. And they're like, you know, this criminal has never been caught. And then, coincidentally, they like introduce a character, who has, who I was just like, oh, well, there you go. There's the person who was never caught, clearly. So, yeah, so, well, let's see. And then the shark, there's a shark as well on the team. Okay. We're gonna, yeah, so a classic heist movie with a lot of twists. It's about, like, redemption arcs and stuff, too. Like, the bad guys have to become good guys, so that's, like, a whole thing. And, I mean, okay, so, like, can you tell it's been a while since I had to summarize a movie? Okay, so you've got the team, right? You've got all the animals, the bad guys. They do crimes. They're like good at crimes, like they're good enough at crimes, you know. And they are in the middle of a job and they're trying to get it done, but they get caught. And or no, they don't. Yeah, they get caught. And so then they're like, "Hey, give us a chance to be good and we'll be good." But like they're really just trying to get out of going to jail. So they're on like a training thing where they're like training to be good guys. They have all these scenarios where it's like, well, what's the good person thing to do when you've got like a cat stuck in a tree, and they like have bad suggestions. They're like, well, we should eat the cat. It's like, no, you don't eat the cat, you know? So they're not doing very well at that. And it turns out that the main character, the wolf, he actually wants to be good. Like, he wants to be a good guy. And so he ends up saving the cat. And so then there's like a whole conflict. Like, you have to, they have to reconcile, like, well, are we, like, all as a team gonna all become good guys, or like are just some of us gonna be good and some of us like being criminals and like doing crimes and stuff? So it's a whole thing. But yeah, I liked this movie a lot. I had a good time watching it. I was a big fan of the animation style. It's like a little bit like how in Mitchell's vs. Machines, the characters will like point at stuff and then like little 2D drawings will come onto the screen over it or whatever. So it's a little bit like that. It's sort of a comic book kind of a style. You've got like dust clouds getting kicked up don't look like 3D dust clouds all the time necessarily. Sometimes they look like 2D. And it's got like that DreamWorks flair, like it was well done. It honestly, the characters, as far as like their sort of textures, they kind of look like the characters from the other DreamWorks movie, Captain Underpants, which was out a while back. They have like sort of smooth skin, sort of cartoony, 3D cartoony skin, so that kind of a look. But it's good. It's a good time. I thought it was well done. The stuff that has to look more realistic, like rocks or like vegetation or that sort of a thing, I found that most of it did look pretty good. I was pretty much into it. Or things like vehicles. And really, the movie's got a lot of action in it as well. You've got the heist sequences. You've got like a little bit of music. It's got the classic heist movie music, which I didn't really find cliche. I most of the time I thought it was pretty good. It's sort of like the high flutes, you know, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da. I'm really bad at at doing impressions of flutes, but you know, the classic like high flute, and they go da-da-da-da-da-da with the drums, you know, it's like a little stinger or whatever. So that's good, and really I liked the music choices throughout. They did like one musical number in the middle, and I was like, oh, this is not bad. But you know me, I like music in movies anyway, so I probably wasn't gonna hate it or anything. In terms of effects, there's like a little bit of technology and like a little bit of sort of like glowing stuff, and they did a pretty good job on those. I thought those looked pretty good. I mean, you know, it's not exactly realistic, but it doesn't have to be. It's got a nice style to it. And you have some of those like little classic cutaways where you show like 3 shots, like one shot and then another next to it, and like you stack them up, and then you show like the heist gadgets. And they had a lot of cool gadgets, you know, the grappling hook is a classic gadget, or other stuff like that you can use for heists. Jamming devices to like stop security feeds or whatever. Just a lot of good stuff. In terms of the cast, like you've got, I don't know, a bunch of names that I don't know and a couple of names that I did know. There's a character who's basically playing like a bit part, a reporter who follows everybody around and just kind of does little like reports like, hey, these are the bad guys getting caught at the scene of the crime, or, you know, hey, you know, they're doing a big social function, a big event, a big charity event is happening. And she was played by the talk show host and YouTuber Lily Singh. And yeah, I thought she was fine. Like, she did a good job, good enough, you know. As the philanthropist character, you had Richard Ayoade, who played Moss in the IT Crowd. He was also in the Box Trolls. He played one of the trolls in the Box Trolls. He's been in a lot of stuff, really. I think he's been in a lot of animated movies, just sporadically. But I'm always happy to hear his voice. I recognized it. I was like, oh yeah, that's him. So, cool. And then you also had, who was the third person whose name I recognized? Now it's slipping my mind. But anyways, so a couple people whose names I recognized, but like the most of the cast was people I didn't know their names. But they all did a good job. The guy playing Wolf did a good job. The guy playing Snake did a good job. The guy playing Piranha did a good job. You know, all the characters. Like the shark is kind of doing... Maybe I recognized his voice actor, because I thought maybe he was also in Trolls. In Trolls 2. Maybe that was who it was. They all did a good job. Oh, that's who it was. Yeah, Awkwafina was in this movie as the hacker, Spider. Which, I mean, I think she's been in a heist movie before. Ocean's 8. I think she was in that. So, you know, of course, get somebody who knows, how to play like a heist movie character, and you're all set. She was also in Raya and the Last Dragon, so she played the dragon in that, so good job. I mean, that was kind of a so-so movie, but she was fine in it. I didn't mind it. But yeah, so new unproven actors as far as I'm concerned. Maybe they've been in a bunch of stuff, I don't know. I think a lot of actors these days used to be in Game of Thrones, but I don't know if they would find those kind of people for a kids movie. I couldn't tell you. But they all did a good job. And yeah, I mean, let's see, animation. The story I thought was pretty good. It's just a classic heist story with little twists. Some of the twists you get some ahead of time, some of the twists you don't. So that's kind of neat. And then we had some trailers. So coincidentally, the other day I was watching Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, and we had a trailer for the sequel. They're doing an Avengers thing where they have 2 parts. So part 1 comes out in October of this year, and then part 2 will come out a year later. So, that looked good. They had like a Spider-Gwen coming back scene, and they also had like kind of an action scene with like some kind of Spider-Man, some kind of really ripped Spider-Man with like extra legs. Maybe Superior Spider-Man. I don't know. Anyways, they had some really neat action in that trailer. It looked really good. I'm really excited for that. It's coming out in October. It's a long ways away, so I'm not sure why we got a trailer for it, but whatever. I guess it's fine. Speaking of trailer movies that I thought would have been out already by how many trailers for them I've seen, Lightyear. They're still making Lightyear. It's a coming. It's only 2 months out. That one's much closer. It's coming out in June. So it's like a Buzz Lightyear movie. It's like, I think the guy they based the action figures on, like the fictional action figures from Toy Story. So that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think they must have realized that they can't milk this Toy Story main series anymore. Like, if they tried to make another one after whatever one they stopped on, 4 or 5, I think it was 4. Isn't it? I'm pretty sure. But if they tried to make another Toy Story, they basically like couldn't do it because like the characters are in a good spot, and also I bet you they couldn't get the actors back, or they wouldn't want to get the actors back. Whatever. The actors wouldn't want to go back. They're like, I'm done with this. I have more important things to do. Like, I don't know, being an Apple Plus exclusive where I'm with a robot. I'm playing one of the last humans on Earth, and I'm talking to robots, or I've got my own. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got a ranch, and I've got horses. I don't know if any of the actors from Toy Story have a ranch and they have to take care of horses, but I'm just saying they probably have some stuff going on. You make 4 Toy Story movies, that's like a lot of money, probably. Especially the further along you get, like the more you can sort of be like, well, you need me to be in this movie. So, so Lightyear, it's a Buzz Lightyear movie, and I'm like, it looks fine, I guess. I don't know. It just feels like one of those things where you would be spitballing ideas that you just come up with off the top of your head, and they don't actually have to be any good if you think further into them. Like, you're thinking about, well, what do we do with Toy Story? Little Bo Peep side character backstory. That's like, we already had like her whole arc in the movie. What are you going to do with that? Or Woody's origin story. It's like, well, we already know his origin story. It was already in the movie. Like, a lot of those characters, you're like, well, I don't know what we're supposed to do. Like, we're not going to make the show that Woody's, like, character was based on, like the show in the movie that the toy was based on. Or, like, we'll do, like, a Minions-esque movie with the alien guys, and it's like, you know, like, these are bad ideas. And so it's hard to shake the feeling that somebody had a really bad idea for, like, well, we'll do the astronaut that Buzz Lightyear is based on, and, like, his first name is Buzz. Like, he's based on a real person already? But they're making a movie about the fictional guy that he's based on? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just weird. What else do we have? Well, we probably had some forgettable trailers for movies I'm not going to watch. But I'd love to be able to tell you, like, one detail about them. So, you know Rock Dog? Alright, so, sorry. Of course you don't know Rock Dog. Who knows Rock Dog? But anyways, it looks like there's a new movie from that studio. The studio that also made the Arctic Cats. These are movies you probably haven't seen. But but it's like they have, like, it's like a story about a village, and there's an old retired samurai played by Samuel L. Jackson, and then, like, he has his pupil who he's trying to sort of train to take on a rogues gallery of, like, evil characters. So I don't know, like, it looks I don't know. I mean, I always hope that studio, whatever it's called, is gonna actually make, like, a really good movie. I saw Arctic Cats. I didn't like it very much. It kind of sucked. So I'm always hoping that they'll make a good movie, but I don't really have any... I don't have any hope that they'll actually make a good movie. Like I want to be proven wrong, but I'm probably not going to be... It's probably not going to do very well or be very good. I might do well, but be a bad movie. And then, you know, they're doing a sequel to the Minions movie where Gru is a little kid, and the Minions are trying to rescue him or whatever. I really feel like they basically spoiled that movie, like, really poorly in the trailer. Like, they really just told you everything that was gonna happen. But I also kind of felt that way about one of the other trailers. Well, no, not really. I mean, but still, it's like, geez, guys, you want to save some of that for later? You want to just... Can't you just give us, like, a scene of, like, Minions doing Minion things? That way, you know, the target audience... Which my theater was full of kids, because it's a kids movie. And I think they liked the Minions. It was like, you just make a scene where the Minions are just doing Minion stuff, and then you say, Minions, the Gru movie, coming out in whenever it's coming out. I didn't even check when it was. I didn't remember when it was coming out. But you know what I mean, right? Like, why do you need to make a trailer that spells out the plot of the movie ahead of time? It's not complicated. There's no double crosses or whatever. Not like this, the bad guys, you know. There's a lot of back and forth with this one. But, yeah, I don't know. I might be cajoled into watching the Minions movie, but I hope not. And, yeah, so what do you think of Bad Guys? If you've seen it or if you haven't seen it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and smash the bell, and also make sure to do this with your fingers. You know, you gotta make yourself smile. I hope I made you smile with this one. Go see this movie if you like DreamWorks movies with that, or if you like heist movies. Go see it if you are intrigued by any of the name recognition actors that they did get. Maybe you really liked Ocean's 8 and you want to see Awkwafina in something else. Or maybe you really, I don't know why, but maybe you really like the Lily Singh talk show and you want to see her as a reporter. Whatever. But yeah, go see it. If you're young or if you like animated movies, it's definitely a high recommend for me. So.